Hey folks, welcome back to LT Gaming. My name is Tom and today we're going to be diving into one of the most exciting times of the year for gamers, the Steam Autumn Sale. If you're anything like us, you've probably got your wish list locked and loaded, but hold on, don't hit the checkout button just yet, because Luke and I, two die-hard wargaming fans, have scoured the sale to bring you our top 15 wargaming picks. These are the games that deliver unforgettable battles, deep strategy and hours of pure immersion. We're going to be switching things up on this list, so Luke and I will take turns presenting these awesome games, so you get both of our perspectives and passion as we work for our picks. We'll be dropping a ton of lists during this sale, including a Space Sim special tonight from Luke, so keep an eye out from us for more gaming recommendations. A lot of you right now aren't subscribed though, so if you love gaming as much as we do, we'd love for you to join the LT Gaming community. So hit that subscribe button, give the video a like and help us keep growing. It makes a huge difference and lets us bring you even more content like this. But enough of the pre-game briefing, let's grab your wallets, sharpen your strategies and dive straight into this sales list. SGS Taipings, 50% discount, €12.49. Kicking off our list is SGS Taipings, a deeply immersive strategy game that takes you right into the heart of the Taiping Rebellion from 1851 to 64. The bloodiest civil war in Chinese history with millions of lives lost. You can choose to lead the Taiping rebels, fighting to carve out a new state and challenge the old world order, or you can step into the shoes of the emperor, determined to crush the rebellion and defend your dynasty from collapse. Either way, you're not just playing a game, you're reliving one of the most pivotal moments in history. So why pick this one up? The scope is massive, the map, the historical detail, the sheer depth of research. It feels like you step back into a living history book. With a ground campaign for long-term strategists and smaller scenarios for quick tactical battles, you're going to get a mix of naval and land combat, production management and supply chains. If you're a history buff or you just love strategic depth, SGS Taipings is an absolute gem, and right now it's a deal you shouldn't miss. Warplan, 40% discount, €23.39.
Coming up next, we have Warplan, which stands out as a really well-crafted World War II simulation engine offering a fine balance between realism and playability. Drawing upon the rich legacy of 50 years of World War II board wargaming, it encapsulates the essence of the era with unparalleled accuracy. Through its flexible engine and comprehensive database, players can immerse themselves in a recreated World War II experience, detailed in every aspect. Whether commanding vast armies or making crucial strategic decisions, Warplan provides an authentic and engaging journey through one of history's most defining conflicts. And what really stood out for me with Warplan compared to a lot of the wargames of yesteryear is the way that it plays and the UI. It's smooth, it runs really well, and it's very user-friendly. If you're thinking about getting into the hex and counter style of wargame, then this would be a really good place to start. There is also a sequel called Warplan Pacific if that theatre is more for you.
Hex of Steel, 50% discount, €12.49. Next up is Hex of Steel, a World War II wargame that's refreshing as it is approachable. Whether you're battling across Europe, Africa or the Pacific, the game strikes a perfect balance between depth and simplicity. What makes this one stand out though? First off, the AI is solid, finally a challenge that feels rewarding. You can play solo or go head to head with a friend in cross-platform multiplayer or even team up in co-op. Yes, that is as fun as it sounds. Why should you grab this one? Hex of Steel is a passion project from a solo developer and it shows with its polish and care. It's packed full of content, fully moddable and avoids overwhelming complexity that a lot of other wargames possess. No clunky interfaces or endless rules to memorize, just good, clean, hex-based strategy where you can sit back, relax and conquer. If you're tired of overly complicated wargames but still crave engaging tactical action, this one is a must-play, especially during the sale. The Troop, 38% discount, €21.07.
This is a turn-based, platoon-level tactical game set in World War II. From the early hours of D-Day to the Battle of Falaise, engage in intense combat across Normandy, playing as British, Canadian or German forces. And I really love that the Allied focus here is on the British and Canadians. There are 30 maps and 3 play modes as you take command of infantry, motorised and armoured units in desperate tactical turn-based combat against an AI opponent that is challenging and unpredictable. There's also a really interesting battle group game mode where you get to play a dynamic 5 to 9 mission operation, played with a randomised persistent player force. A really interesting title that I'd certainly like to spend more time with and review on the channel. It's rated very positive on Steam with an overall 86% rating and is also playable on the Steam Deck.
Destiny of the World, 35% discount, €10.91. Coming in next is Destiny of the World, a fantastic World War II strategy game where you step into the shoes of a major power at the height of the conflict. Starting on the eve of the Germans' invasion of Poland in 1939, you command the nation's production, trade, research, espionage and troops through the war's most pivotal moments all the way up to 1945. Picking this one up is because it's easy to learn, but it offers surprising depth. The production system, for example, is simple enough to pick up quickly, but requires smart planning to sustain a long campaign. If you ever feel stuck, there is a very detailed manual and excellent video tutorials to guide you. On top of this, the game comes with a unit editor so you can tweak starting forces and tailor the experience to your liking. The dev team deserves a shout out for quick, helpful support as well on this one, making it all round enjoyable experience. So even if you're a strategy veteran or just starting out your journey into wargames, Destiny of the World is a great mix of fun, challenge and accessibility and is definitely worth checking out. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, 25% discount, €25.49.
Onwards to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, where you get to design warships the way you want them, command fleets and try and win the naval arms race for your nation. This was a game that I played a huge amount on the channel and I even did a number of quick battles. Though I have to say my favourite part of it was the American Civil War ironclads, but it is a pretty good title that's improved steadily during its time. However, for me, the fun is definitely in the quick battles and the custom setups. The campaign mode just never quite got there. However, I will say I think it's a little bit underrated on Steam at 72% mostly positive. This was due to the fact that they suddenly released it out of early access into the full release and people were a bit shocked. It's really a great title that I had hours of fun with.
Dominion 6, 35% discount, €28.59.
And we move ever onwards to Dominion 6, Rise of the Pantocrator. In this game, you command a powerful entity that rules a nation and seeks out godhood. You can play as pretender gods that range from a magically adept archmage to an ancient dragon or even a colossal tree. The game offers a rich 4x wargaming strategy experience featuring a vast array of spells and units. When you start your game, you can decide what type of god you want to be and how your dominion affects your lands, followers and sacred soldiers. In order to win and become the one true god, you have to defeat your enemies in one of 3 different ways: by conquering their lands, extinguishing their dominion, or claiming the throne of ascension. It improves on its predecessor by having scaled up armies, allowing for much larger battles. The game is set in a fantasy world that draws inspiration from historical nations, cultures and myths. Overall, this is a very deep and complex strategy game set in a compelling fantasy world. However, that does come with a steep learning curve. But if you fancy a challenge and you want to learn the game's mechanics, and you're not too worried about graphics, then this is an amazingly deep title that you will get hours of enjoyment out of.
Cold Waters, 75% discount, €9.24.
Cold Waters is inspired by the 1988 classic Red Storm Rising. You command a nuclear submarine in a desperate attempt to prevent mutually assured destruction when the Cold War gets hot and World War III begins. Although the game came out in 2017, it's a really great representation of real-time naval combat, with over 40 classes of ships and submarines meticulously researched. There's also a dynamic campaign where your performance matters, and it is playable on the Steam Deck, which is always important to me.
Take Command, 10% discount, €7.37. Jumping back now, we're stepping into the American Civil War with Take Command 2nd Manassas, a game that truly puts you in the boots of a Civil War general. If you've ever wondered what it's like to face the intense decision making and chaos of 19th century combat, this game delivers it in spades. Built on the critically acclaimed engine hailed as one of the best tactical Civil War systems ever made, Take Command immerses you in a way few war games can. The AI is surprisingly sharp even by today's standards, making every engagement feel dynamic and unpredictable. So why grab this one? The historical campaign is a standout. It remembers your decisions from earlier battles and changes the course of future missions based upon your performance. even when those battles are happening simultaneously. Add to that a realistic morale system, a courier system for issuing orders, and an autonomous subordinate officer system, and you've got a game that really nails the authenticity without overwhelming you. If you love history, tactics, and immersive gameplay, Take Command is an absolute must-have. Regiments, 30% discount, €17.49.
Regiments immerses players in the intense realism of real-time tactics within the turbulent backdrop of Germany in 1989. As the Cold War erupts into open conflict, players must guide their regiment through the chaos of war and the uncertainty of battle. Navigate through the relentless inferno of combat, making strategic decisions amidst the fog of war. From breaking through enemy lines to coordinating artillery strikes, executing maneuvers, and orchestrating counterattacks, every move is crucial. With perseverance as your ally, press forward relentlessly, never wavering in the face of adversity in this awesome strategy game. I really do think that this is an amazing war game to play in 2024. It has the graphics, the gameplay, and the challenge. So if you're looking for something a bit more visually appealing, this is a title that you should consider.
Fleet Command, 80% discount, €1.99. Next up, we're diving deep into naval warfare with a classic, Fleet Command. This game transforms international waterways into battlefields where you command entire fleets, from nimble frigates through to powerful aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines. Your goal is to outmaneuver the enemy and dominate the seas in a strategic dance of power and precision. But why should you grab this one? For a game that's launched back in 1999, Fleet Command remains incredibly impressive. The fleet and carrier management systems are top notch, and the scenarios are designed to give you that authentic naval power experience. It has some quirks, for example, widescreen support isn't there, but despite that, it holds up as a fantastic naval strategy game, and you can see that it's a big inspiration behind modern titles like Sea Power, for example. If you're a fan of naval tactics and just want to explore one of the best Fleet Command simulators ever, don't miss this one out. Graviteam Tactics, Mius Front, 40% discount, €19.19.
Coming up next, we have Graviteam Tactics Mius Front. This game is a tactical battalion level combat simulation, and the action takes place over 4 large-scale operations between the Red Army and the Germans. This particular title takes the leap from 2D maps into the 3D realm, and although the graphics are not amazing, they do a pretty good job at representing the scale involved in this type of warfare. The game is rated very positive on Steam and is also playable on the Steam Deck. It's just one of those titles you can really sink your teeth into, and there's an overwhelming amount of content available. If you're looking for more, they've also done a huge amount of DLC. Now that might not be for you, but if you are looking for an expanded title, there's plenty available.
Close Combat 2, A Bridge Too Far, 33% discount, €3.94. Next up, we have Close Combat 2, A Bridge Too Far, a game that throws you right into one of the most intense battles of World War II. Your mission is to take control of 5 strategic bridges during Operation Market Garden, a pivotal moment in the war. From high-level strategy to gritty close-quarters combat, you need to manage every move every second to come out on top. So why should you pick this one up? Close Combat 2 has always been a favourite of ours here, and it still holds up today. The game now runs smoothly on modern systems, and with a simple resolution tweak you can make it work on large screens as well. The campaign is just as enjoyable as it was back in the day, and you can command allied or Axis forces, but the tactical depth, the fast-paced action is going to keep you hooked with either side. So if you're looking for a classic war game with great replayability and plenty of challenge, look no further than Close Combat 2, A Bridge Too Far. Command Modern Operations, 55% discount, €35.93.
And we roll on to Command Modern Operations, a very complex strategy war game brought to you by Slitherine. This game represents the pinnacle of cross-domain modern wargaming, ushering in the next generation of immersive gameplay. With its advanced capabilities, it empowers players to simulate a vast array of military engagements spanning from the aftermath of World War II to the contemporary era and beyond. While its primary focus lies on tactical and operational scales, Command Modern Operations also offers the flexibility to undertake strategic level operations, providing players with a comprehensive and dynamic gaming experience unparalleled in its depth and realism. This game lets you model absolutely any type of military engagement, and one of my favourite things to do was to get different fighter jets from the Cold War era and put them up against each other. You can do this in a scenario-based environment or play out entire campaigns. It also comes with a number of different DLC purchase options if you want to expand your military conflicts. There is everything available from the conflicts in the Middle East to the Falklands War. Now this package is expensive, and if you start to purchase DLC, it can really start to add up, but you can get absolutely years of gameplay out of this title. And overall, this has to be one of my favourite complex war games to play in 2024.
Warno, 33% discount, €26.79. And sat atop our list is Warno, a truly immersive and breathtaking World War III battle simulator from the strategy masters at Eugene Systems. If you've ever wondered what it'd be like to command hundreds of units on a Cold War battlefield that's suddenly heating up into a full-scale war, this is the game for you. Outsmart your enemies, outfight them, and lead your forces to total victory. So why should you grab Warno? If you're familiar with games like Wargame or Regiments, you're going to feel right at home with the gameplay mechanics here. Luke has played this one a lot, and he told me it took him a while to get a hang of things, but once it clicked, the game became way more fun and satisfying. The strategic depth is really something to behold, and he covers it in depth in the review on the channel. The campaigns are solid, and the devs are constantly adding new content, so you're not going to be stuck with the same old battles. In the solo experience, it's been fantastic so far. The graphics are impressive and the sound design really pulls you in, and especially with the synth-heavy soundtrack, it adds this really touch to the whole Cold War vibe. If you're into tactical strategy and you want a fresh take on modern warfare, Warno is definitely worth your time, especially with it being on sale. Remember, we've got more lists coming your way. Luke's dropping a Space Sim special tonight, so stay tuned for that. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share with your fellow gamers. Your support helps us bring more content to you. Thanks for watching and enjoy the gaming, guys.